To mark the 100th anniversary of French Revolution, a grand competition to design a monument during the 1889 World Fair was organized. That year, the 300 meters high Eiffel Tower was opened. The Eiffel Tower is almost entirely made of open lastic wrought iron. This puddle iron comes from the Pomme Forge in eastern France and undergoes a smelting and refining process to remove most of excess carbon, producing almost pure iron, the finest and strongest materials. Each of the 18,000 pieces used to build the tower was calculated specifically for the project, and the wrought iron structure consists of four massive arched legs set on masonry piers that bend inward until the connection forms a conical tower. Gustave Eiffel used elastic wrought iron to build towers to demonstrate that metal can be strong and light as stone. Despite weight of the completed tower over 7,000 tons, it will be completely stable without any such anchoring. Thanks to Industrial Revolution, the new fashion iron became the correspondence of modern architecture. With the advent of the Eiffel Tower, they revolutionized the way they use new materials. The 54-hectare park surrounding it will be developed, respecting the history of the iconic Iron Lady and the surrounding natural environment, replanting much of the area, increasing the park area and pedestrian areas. The park's redesign aims to create and arrange urban and landscape paths, reuse public spaces in a pedestrian-friendly way, and ensure optimal management of traffic flow. Since the explosion universally in 1889, the Eiffel Tower attracted visitors from all over the world. Shortly after opening, it became a symbol for Paris and France's thought court. This tendency started to take over the environment of building, while other places of the city from the background of many extravagant rhythms. At the foot of the Eiffel Tower, only the monorail of tourism dominates. Public transport organizes the come and go of visitors, and no Parisian still visits the tower. The place is completely appreciated by tourists. Not only did the image of the Eiffel Tower bring people from all over the world to Paris, it also brought the tower to all over the world as big-scale replica to China and the state, but also as miniature souvenirs brought by many tourists. The entire business of souvenirs itself can be perceived as a metaphor for globalization. Chinese wholesalers supply the goods to migrants from the Maghreb region and Sub-Saharan Africa, who sell it to visitors from all over the world, amongst which Chinese people. This way, the little statue ironically traveled from China to Paris and back to China. We recognize two parts of globalization: from above tourists and from below migrants. Conditions like the tourist monorhythm at the foot of the Eiffel Tower allow them to coexist. The presence of migrant street vendors contribute to recognizing these iconic places with cultural and social diversity of metropolis. Migrants can claim their place in the center instead of the usual outskirts of the city. Looking at Eiffel Tower from the environmental perspective allows us to perceive it as not only a symbol for Paris or a symbol for purchasing conditional capabilities, but also a symbol for over-tourism and globalization in general. Our research on Eiffel Tower shows that environmental perspective goes beyond the study on sustainable materials or energy-efficient climate control. By zooming out, we learned that the impact of a building is bigger than its footprint or its own matter. Buildings can become the breeding ground for the unpredictable mechanism of over-tourism. But at the same time, we learned that this condition of tourists approaching entire neighborhoods can create opportunities. This phenomenon illustrates the bigger influence of buildings on very diverse types of people all over the world.